Well, welcome to the video demonstration of doing the initial laboratory for the Languages and Compilers module 08348. So, when you log in to Lab Desktop, Computer Science, this is the standard desktop you get. So the first thing you've got to do is get up your web browser and go to the SharePoint page for the module Languages and Compilers, and there it is. And then you've got to find the lab task and put the mouse over the labs tab there, click on that, and then you can get instructions for doing the labs like that. So then what we've got to do is move the mouse down and we can go to the introductory laboratory. These slides I'm showing you comes from this link if you want to look at them again. And one of the useful things to do, you can either click on the introductory laboratory and get it in that frame there, but if you right click and select open in a new tab or window, or you use the scroll button wheel on your mouse, the middle button, you can launch it in another tab for you automatically if you didn't know how to do that. So let's go and do that. So you can see here we're going to use our right mouse, open it in a new tab like that, and so that we can look at it. Right, so there's the laboratory there, and the rest of the desktop's empty. We're going to fill that shortly. So the other thing we're going to need is a command prompt. You could go through the menus from the start button and find it, or you could just type command in the search there, click on that, get the command prompt, and then we've got a command prompt all ready and going. So the next thing we want to do is open an editor. So I've got the editor Emacs installed, which you can use for doing this. The reason why I picked Emacs is it uses and understands regular expressions, so you can get practice at regular expressions, and it's more powerful. And there are some parts of the Language and Compilers coursework where a more powerful editor is useful, particularly replacing strings with other strings, patterns. You can, however, use Notepad or Notepad++ or any of your favourite editors, but we can open Emacs there, click on it, and now we've got an editing window here, and we've got a command prompt window there, and our instructions for the lab here, so we're ready to go. So it talks you through the lab, and you can read the instructions there. And it would have been good if you'd really read them ahead of time before you come to the lab, perhaps. And it's explaining what we're going to do. We're going to implement this simple language of a calculator in a file called arith.l, and we'd hover over the open file button there and open arith.l. So it's the button there, open arith.l, and then we locate the first piece of text in the exercise. We copy that, as it says the text should be copied to the arith.l, so we copy it there and we paste it here by selecting from the edit menu paste, and it pastes it in there like that. So we can do the same, we keep going down copying this piece and we paste them all in, and then when we've done that we've got that last part, and then it says we should save the file. So we press the save button to save the file, and there we are. So the next part says go and make a parser file called arith.y. We've done that, and then we copy the following pieces of text in it. I've gone all the way down and copy the last piece of text in it, and we save the file. The last part is we create a file called arith.c, and then we save that file. So then the next part is we enter the commands here in the command prompt window, and the commands will be given there, so we can even copy the commands out of there. Here you have to point the mouse in the window, right click, and insert them there like that. Now I've done all the commands, copied from there. So the purpose of that is for you to know that the software works for you, the software's been installed. It's also a useful test that the software is working if you install it on your home machine. And these sets of commands that edit running Flex and running Bison is what you're going to be doing in the lab for the coursework. So you've got a working exercise before you start the coursework. Now the exercise says you should test it on some programs, and that's what you should do, and there's some other tasks to do in the lab. But as you can see, it's made several files there, and including an executable which we can run, and it'll do simple calculations, add 1 and 2 and make 3. Now the actual introductory laboratory says, now you've built that, try altering it to so that you can do a subtract and a divide. So you now need to read the code and reread the instructions and work out for yourself how you can alter it to add, subtraction and division. And then when you've got that working, one of the demonstrators can come and check your work and get the initial lab signed off. And that's all you need to do. Hope you found that useful, and look forward to seeing you in the lab.